black people and white people mating and building families together. And I'm gonna go with those two because I don't know about any other two cultures that well. Like I know like other cultures, mix, but at least personally, I'm gonna go with what I know.
Okay.
So I mentioned that to say before it was definitely like I actually had a talk with I don't want to say white. What's another word? Caucasian.
Caucasoid.
You know what? She
Yeah.
was Italian, so let's say that. I had a conversation with an Italian woman, and because I was really trying to like just understand myself, and I was like realizing that when it came to like Caucasian women, it was I would the chances of me being attracted to one physically was higher than the chances of me being physically attracted to a black woman. So I was like, yo, why is it like that?
African woman.
And then yo, we not you know what? So I thought about it and I realized like that's the case because I have more of a fetish when it comes to Caucasian women than black women. Like a Caucasian woman I'll mess with, whatever. But like my standards are higher for black women compared to white women. So that's when I realized like damn, like this is why like I've acted like this. And it was the same thing for her. Like she said her standards are lower. Well, she didn't say that, but she said she's more attracted to black guys than white guys. And like a white guy has to be more well put together for her to like him. Whereas a black guy doesn't have to like have that much. She just has to be like generally attracted to him. So it was interesting. It was a good self discovery. And it's something that like I'm slowly moving away from as I am starting to want to have something more serious. So it's just going to be like harder for me because what I'm mostly going to see is that higher range of white women that I'm going to be attracted to. So I think the only thing that's going to really make me like actually want to settle down is going to be like a black woman where I have that high standard for her.
It's the first step is realizing it, bro. It's the
Right.
first step. If you can admit it, it's like, okay, where can I work from here? Me, 100%, I'm not messing with anything besides a melanated woman. That's just how I feel. Just because
Melanated. That's the word I needed to use. Damn.
culturally, we similar. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be no clicks. Like, but when we get into a relationship, it's like, dang, we already know what it is. Like,
Yo, you know what's you saying that just reminded me. I used to hear people say that, and I'm like, nah, like, what are you talking about? Like, if y'all mess with each other, if y'all cool with each other, like, it's gonna work. And I've just watched like plenty of shows. I've watched plenty of movies with like interracial couples, and like when it's the white girl and the black dude, like the white girl's family, they don't care. Like,
They don't click. If I gotta force it with your family, and
it's just so different. Like the dynamic is so different, and it gets me kind of tight, but it's the reality. But the dynamic is just so different. Like I was watching this show, the white woman was with the black guy, and they weren't talking for like 10 days. She was by her mom, who was like some famous actor, and then she met up with the dude after the 10 days, and they were like talking in the car. Boom, got into a car accident, right? So he was fine. She had to go get surgery, and then they were like, all right, well, only immediate family can stay. And the mom and dad worked together to like get him out of the floor where she was at, so he'd have to stay in the waiting room. And then she was like, yeah, like you're not family, this and that. It was just like, yo, this is crazy. And then once the woman like came to after the surgery, she's like, oh, like where's Sam? She's like, oh, he went home. And it was just like, no, he didn't. Like you didn't allow him to be up there to like woke up. And it's just like that's the reality. Like they don't see us as equal. It's either they don't see us as equal or they like fetishize us or like
they try too hard.
fantasize. Is it fetishize? Whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about.
they do
It's
try too hard.
Bro, no, I think it's either I think it's like 30 things. Either they don't see us that way, fetishize us, or they be trying too hard to relate. It's like if your family's trying too hard to relate, like if it's not like a natural thing, like if it's not who they are, like it ain't gonna work. And that for me,
we just not on the same dynamic.
yeah, exactly. We just not exactly. We're just not there.
So
like,
much.
It's just not.
It's that simple.
Yeah,
you don't have
exactly.
to try to identify what exactly isn't right. It's just we not right.
Exactly. And honestly, like the culture thing, like
I'm not gonna sit here.
Yeah, exactly. Like the culture thing could go like with like black, white. It could go with like two people of the same race. You could have two people of the same race, but culturally,
African and Caribbean,
they don't. They might not align. You know.
So that's a fact.
If me and you feel like like when I go to hang out with you, me and you could be cool, but like if you like but if I hang out with your family and like we don't really like align like that, like like my family hang out with your family, like we got to be able to all come together and be on one thing. If we can't all be like aligned somehow, then like I don't know if it's gonna work.
If you funny, you fit in with my whole family. You fit in with my family, my family's friends, and my friends. That's it.
Oh, you funny. You like jokes? Oh, yeah.
More. All you gotta do is be funny.
Exactly.
You witty with your jokes. You won. You got it. You don't have to worry about nothing.
Exactly.
But if you shy in the corner, you gonna have a long day.
You have a long day.
It's like you shy in the corner, you stay in that corner.
Bro, Josh, I'm lying?
Nah, not at all. They got a family where you definitely got to be involved.
Oh, how?
I need to come up. I need to come up to one of these functions. I need to.
You got it.
Oh, you need to, bro. It's true,
bro.
It's 100% jokes. It's always a good time, and the party don't end till 3 a.m.
It's like you gotta fire back too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh, do you? You don't got a choice.
Yes.
As long
as everybody fire back. Like the way this is for me is like as long as everybody can take a joke. Look, as long as everybody know we joking and take some jokes. Look, we gonna fire back. We gonna go back and forth.
Hell yeah, they know.
As long as
they know.
Yeah,
they're gonna test the water and see how far they can get with you first.
But that's how I be feeling about like everyone else. Like if I can't joke with you, like if you don't get my jokes or like you're not trying to joke back, like come on, like you gotta shoot back sometime. Like come on, like let's go. Like we gotta go back and forth with this shit. Return fire. Return fire.
You know what it is too? Like a lot of people date certain people just to get their parents right.
Yeah. I don't understand. Honestly, like people that do that, like I don't understand. I don't understand.
I wouldn't know. I date within my race. I wouldn't know.
But yeah, like I wouldn't do that. That's crazy to me.
Man.
What was I gonna say?
But yeah, so
there's something else I had to say.
Yeah, no. So like, yeah, like even like Josh, like I get what you were saying too, though. I definitely get what you were saying because like that's not that it's happened, but like as I thought about it, I was like the more you were talking about it, like in like your standard, and I was like, okay, I can see how that could.
Because I used to be fiending, and I'm like, yo, why am I fiending? Like,
yeah, but then there's sometimes
regular.
Yeah,
there's sometimes like you find someone attractive one day, and then a couple days later you see him again, you be like, yo, what was I talking about, yo, I was wilding.
Bro, I realized that before I even talked.
I've done that like so many times, and like that's why like I don't like a lot of people like they be like see someone attractive and talk to people. Not me. Like I'll be chilling. So it's just like,
Yeah, I'll be in the cut observing.
Like,
Josh knows.
When we get to that point to me.
I'll be saying, yo, she's pretty for like the next 2 weeks. After that, I'm gonna get tired of her.
I feel like I've heard you say that. I feel like I've definitely heard you say that.
Oh yeah, he'd definitely be doing that.
I'll be like, yo, here we go.
Exactly. Like for sure. Like I definitely feel like that's happened before.
100%.
Just like,
I'm not saying no names.
It's like, yo, like some people are just that attractive for the moment. Outside of that,
Yo, you know what another thing is too? what's a
It's
good
because you be
indicator?
stuck in an environment.
For a certain amount of time, you start getting
If you could be friends,
certain types of goggles.
Certain types of goggles.
I ain't gonna
Yes,
specify which types.
yes, 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 yes.
If you know, you know.
If you know, yeah, you go somewhere, your hometown, but you go back to where you was at. You put on those goggles, and people look better than they really do, just because
Okay,
that's your
so
environment.
what was the indicator, bro? You started a point and never finished.
Oh, yeah. So what's a good indicator? I feel like, okay, let's say a black girl and a white girl are together, or whatever, or mixed, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If the
No.
person's if a black guy is with a white girl, right? And let's say they break up or they part. I think if you look at who their previous partners were and like their next one, so like let's say with the black guy, if his next partner is a black girl or like his past partners were black girls, I think that's more of an indication of like being a fetish. Because if his next partners are like still white girls, and I think that would be his thing. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
I hear what you're
I'm gonna
saying.
just say it's possible, but it's not 100%.
You also got to see
Yeah,
who
not
that
100%.
person. It's also been an indicator to see who that person really finds attractive, and their reactions to like when you point out someone attractive to that person.
Right.
That's like because people have different reactions.
Oh yeah, 100% on that.
You look at that reaction. That reaction,
on that.
they have a reaction some way on someone you find attractive, and then you point someone that to you is nowhere near as attractive as the last person you pointed out, and they react way crazy.
Yeah.
You be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we talking about. Okay, that's what you
You're
like.
right.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's a big
Exactly.
fact.
I know somebody like that. Yeah. I know somebody
I
Bro,
think we all know somebody like that.
who's like that.
the woman Zay finds attractive compared to me is like night and day, yo.
Bro.
We never
Bro,
agree.
Bro,
Like, very
I
rarely.
cannot show him nobody.
Bro, you be getting me tired, bro. I'll be
Can't
like,
show him
what?
nobody. But him, it's been years. It's been years of this where we do not agree on not one person.
Yo, wait, not one?
That's the one thing though. I'll never have to worry about him messing around. I'll tell you that. We don't see eye to eye there.
Oh,
never have to worry about that.
We off the list with that one.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what you trying to say? Hold
This
up.
is how the conversation goes. I'm gonna show you. This is how our conversation goes, bro. You can swap either one of us in this business. Ready? Here we go. It'll be like this.
Yep.
Yo, she bad. What?
Yo,
One day it'll be Josh saying she's bad.
I've heard this
me saying she's bad, and the next line is always what?
Oh my god. Yo, I remember these conversations. I miss these conversations.
Bro, I stopped sending him, bro, because it was just like, what's
Yo, that's why you send them to me now?
Yeah.
You don't even send them to me.
Yo, it'll be like this, bro. It'll be two women in one photo.
Yeah.
You don't have to say nothing.
Oh, but y'all know y'all picking different ones?
We say left and right. Oh, we always switch. Some days I be trying to get him and go with the opposite.
That's why.
Nah.
But that's why it works, though. That's why it works. That's why it works, because you got him to go for one, and that way you know the other one. That's all you. That's why it works.
That's a fact. That's why I said I'll never have to worry about him messing around with somebody I like. Because I know he generally don't find her attractive.
Yeah, you know he's more of a. Hold on, so you say if you gotta choose between taking me or taking Josh, you gonna take Josh because you know he's a sure bet to not mess with the one you like.
Honestly, I'm gonna take you because Josh not gonna like both of them.
Oh, he gonna mess up the flow. At least I'll take one for the team.
Like, bro, you brought me out here for this. I'm like,
Yo, Josh will be there for 5 minutes to get tight.
Would love to take one for the team. The way everybody thinks is like, nah, we're not rolling with Justin. Like, oh, you see that one?
No, what? Oh my god.
It's good though. I mean,
It is. It is. It's